Hey, so I made it out. I'm actually out at Denny Cove Falls, which is what it says, Fiery Gizzard State Park. Never been here before, but definitely something that I saw come up my feeds and seemed to be kind of where everyone was going. But it looks like it should be pretty interesting. Should be okay. Looks like it's a fairly big loop, that there's a good amount of walking distance mapped into this. So from where I am, looks like it could be about 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles of a hike out to the waterfall, maybe a little bit shorter, but we're going to take a walk and see what it looks like and see how all this goes. So stay tuned, we'll see what happens. So I made it to one of the overlooks already, which was a short walk. It was not even, I guess, 1/4 mile. And right when you come in, you can start to hear the water running. But funny enough, you've got this little kind of brook right here that runs down. It actually goes all the way down. So I'm going to try and see if I can go further down and take a little look. But right now it says I'm still about 1 mile away, because I just saw a sign. But you can see there, just some beautiful little scenery. It's not really that cold out either. I wasn't really sure what the temperature was going to be out here, but when I left the car, it said it was +2 or +3 degrees. But like I said, you look out there and what you can see, it's kind of behind the tree and that, but to be out here and then to see all that kind of behind me, it's kind of really nice. And the rock face that goes all above. So I'm gonna keep walking, see what we see. There's a Denny East and Denny West. It says that my mile post is half right now, but I'm another mile from the actual waterfall. So let's keep going. Let's see how it looks, and see all these videos and see it in real life. All right, so I'll be back in a bit. So as I've been kind of walking along, I could hear water running, and I couldn't actually tell where it was coming from. But I could hear it below me, which obvious, it should be down there, but I could hear it above me as well. So what I see, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, is that the water is actually running from up here. And when it's running down, I'm assuming it's going to be coming down somewhere, either into the Denny Cove Falls or run around underneath me somewhere. But I was going to go looking at it, but I figured, you know what, I didn't realize, and I started laughing about it to myself as I was driving from Cove, Tennessee, and the route it brought me, I actually went into Georgia, and I couldn't figure out why it had CST for my arrival time. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And I'm like, and it dawned on me after, I'm like, oh my God, I actually crossed time zones from the Eastern Standard to Central. And that's why I came back an hour. So I had nothing but a good laugh in the car as I'm driving here, realizing that I didn't just come into Georgia for about a 10-minute drive to come back in to Tennessee, but I actually crossed time zones as well, which I never even considered, because I thought it was further inward from where I was to hit the Central Standard Time. So just a funny little story, and as you're spending 2.5 hours of driving, it's little things are going to amuse you. So I thought that was pretty good. Anyways, I'm going to get back to the hike and get to the falls. I should be about 3/4 of the way there now, I'm hoping. But it's a little slick, but it's not bad. It's all leaf covered, but what I do find is the leaves are a little bit cold, moist, and makes it a little slick, and you got to be careful on the rocks, because if you're not paying attention, yeah, you're going to hurt yourself pretty good. And hurting yourself in here, you're not going to be able to get out of here easily, let alone if you're by yourself like me, you have no assistance, which probably wasn't a smart idea, but hey, I'm known to not do smart things. here and there. So live on the edge and do what you do and enjoy life. But come across one white-tailed deer so far, which I scared and ran off too quick, so I couldn't get a picture of her because I figured it was a doe, but fairly mature as well. So yeah, so that's been my experience so far. Anyways, we'll catch back up soon. Thanks. Do it. Just need to focus in on what I'm doing because it's become more of a mountain goat path now, where it's a little bit rougher, a little bit more unstable. So you really got to check your footing before you kind of release from one spot and move on to the next one. But definitely a good excursion to keep you going and to keep your heart rate up. So again, if you're looking for a good hike, this 1.5 miles is definitely going to be something that I would say is a challenge for the average person. Thanks. So I made it. It was actually a lot closer than I thought. You can hear how strong the water really is down here or up here. But definitely a beautiful area. You can really kind of get the feel for the tranquility behind it and just how nice it is. Now, being that it's a Thursday during the week, and again, it's before Christmas, so it is a little bit, actually it's a lot slow when you get down to it. There were only 2 cars actually in the parking area when I got here. But because the entry road is so narrow, I would definitely question how you're going to get multiple cars through that road coming and going. Because if it's wet, damp, whatever, you're going to have one heck of a time trying to turn around in there. But there's still more. I'm going to keep going and let's see what else we can find here. Because I'm sure if anyone has done this before, they know this is my exploratory mission, shall we call it, to see what we see. And as we're getting up here, you can definitely see more of it from where it's coming from and what it actually looks like. And you can just kind of see it through the trees here. But definitely a spectacular view. And let's get a little closer and stop looking at rocks and trees. Yeah, this is absolutely stunning. Definitely worth the hike. A little hot, a little bit out of breath, but definitely worth the time that I took to come out here. The drive as well, to take 2+ hours to get out here, but to see something like this and a natural wonder, I can see why so many people share it. It becomes a feed that comes up constantly, and people are taking it to put on other ones. But as you can see, this is definitely a natural vision to look at, just as the water runs down all the way through. But yeah, how can you not say that that is just spectacular? That is incredible. So I just got back from the walk down to Denny Cove Falls, and beautiful walk, beautiful hike. Over 7,200 steps, I think it is. It's 1.5 miles from the parking lot out to the falls itself. I didn't go to the overlook, but it's beautiful. That's all I can say. Look at the video, you'll see it. It's absolutely incredible. I wish I would have known about it earlier. It probably would have been one of the things on the bucket list to do. I appreciate that I'm doing it, but it would have been nice to, be with other people and kind of let them experience as well, because it's quite a spectacular view. And then when you just look out and you look over kind of what's around you, the tranquility, the peacefulness of it, and just the absolute serenity of it is something that I can get used to very quickly. So I just wanted to share that with you. But if you have the chance, it's about a 2.5-hour drive from Alcoa. It's probably an hour, I would say, from Nashville. Chattanooga is probably about an hour and a bit. But you know what? It's definitely worth the drive. I can't say anything that I wish I hadn't done it, because the drive is just scenic along the way. It wasn't heavy traffic or anything else, but it was just an experience that I'll never forget, and I can appreciate. All right. Thanks again. Bye.